My 45-year-old girlfriend, 45 years old, of 2 years, and I have moved in together. Everything is great, and she gets along very well with my children, at least with my son. I share custody of my 2 children, 16-year-old male and 15-year-old female, with my ex-wife, 40 years old. There is one problem. My girlfriend has a phobia for mice, rats, squirrels, in other words, rodents. This is something we all know and people laugh about it, but it is a serious issue for my girlfriend who can't even see a picture without staring and hyperventilating. My daughter got a rat as a present when she turned 15. She brought it home, and my girlfriend freaked out and apparently left the apartment without even noticing that she didn't have her shoes or coat on. I got upset with my daughter because she knows my girlfriend's fear. I told her that she should leave her pet at her mother's house from now on when she comes here. My daughter got upset and started yelling that my girlfriend is being ridiculous, and so am I. Her rat wasn't the problem, so it shouldn't have to be kept at her mom's, and that my girlfriend should move out since she's the one who has the problem with the rat, not the rat with her. I told her that we are family and family makes compromises. Now she is saying if her rat isn't welcome, then neither is she, and she's planning to stay with her mom until her rat is allowed or my girlfriend moves out. My ex-wife called me to tell me that I'm the jerk for choosing my girlfriend. I told her she was the jerk for getting my daughter this present. Am I the idiot? Info. Yeah, well, like many here anticipated, this whole rat thing was planned on purpose, and I have to say it makes sense since I never once had the impression that my daughter even liked rats. I was surprised at the birthday party. My girlfriend and I moved in together about 3 weeks ago, and the rat showed up about 10 days ago. I know this now because I have tried to text my daughter about other suggestions like a second rat, a dog, etc. She has made up her mind. It is her or my girlfriend in the apartment. My son told me all of this. He said that my ex-wife and my daughter have been bashing my girlfriend and calling her a homewrecker. Anyway, my daughter can live with her mother for the time being because, legally speaking, children here can decide which parent they want to live with at her age. The plot twist is that my son expressed desire to move in permanently with me instead, and I guess that it is because of all the drama. My son hates conflicts and confrontations. Of course, my ex-wife is now bombarding my phone because she will be believing that I have put my son up to this, because my son said that he will start packing a bigger bag today if I agreed to him moving in permanently. He talked about visiting her instead of living there, and I agreed. This is escalating very fast, and I don't seem to have found the brakes to stop the madness. My suggestions made things worse. Thank you for listening. If any 40-plus divorced parents have any advice on how to resolve this issue, I am all ears. If it is relevant in any way, I didn't leave my ex, she did. One day she sat me down without forewarning and told me she wasn't happy anymore and wanted a divorce. Everything went fast afterwards, and we were divorced 6 months later. It was never an affair or anything, but I think she liked someone, but it didn't work. After a few months, she said she regretted it and wanted to reconcile, but I didn't feel right about it, and one thing was her finality in her decision. But most importantly, I wasn't in love with her anymore. So she suggested us dating again. We were supposed to keep that a secret in case the spark didn't reignite, and we would have built up hope in our kids for nothing. But she probably told them anyway. I started dating my now girlfriend around the same time, and I fell in love with her. I ended things with my ex. The odd thing is that she cordially accepted my decision. But apparently she hasn't, and I'm reaping what we sowed now. God, it felt good to vent about it here. Thanks again, and again, any 40-plus divorced parents who would want to talk, hit me up. Absolutely not interested in input from 20-year-olds with no experience of parenting. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Question: are you saying a single rat? Like as in only one? Does your daughter realize that rats need other rats in order to be happy? Comment 2. Not the idiot, especially since your ex only got her the rat because she knew about the fear. Comment 3. Your girlfriend might want to get therapy for her phobia. Now, for the update. Firstly, I sat down with my daughter and had a heart-to-heart about her feelings and her choice to get the rat. It turns out that she was feeling a bit pushed aside with the new living situation and was afraid of losing her place in my life. She admitted that the rat was indeed a ploy, but she didn't anticipate the magnitude of the fallout. I apologized for not recognizing her need for attention and reassurance, and we talked about healthier ways to express our feelings and fears. Meanwhile, I've been attending therapy with my girlfriend to address her phobia. It's been an eye-opening journey for both of us. Through exposure therapy and lots of patience, my girlfriend has made incredible progress. She's not ready to hold the rat yet, but she no longer panics at the sight of it. She's really committed to overcoming this fear and strengthening our relationship, and I couldn't be prouder of her. But the real twist came from my ex-wife. After the initial blaming and tension, we all sat down together. My girlfriend, ex-wife, son, daughter, and I. We had an open conversation about our family dynamics and how we can support each other despite the complex emotions involved. My ex-wife and I came to a mutual understanding that the kids' well-being is paramount and that holding on to past grievances only hurts everyone involved. In the spirit of compromise and healing, we've come up with a solution that works for everyone. The rat now has a deluxe cage set up in my home office, which my daughter decorated. She spends time with him there and is responsible for his care, which she's taken to with a surprising amount of dedication. My girlfriend is slowly getting accustomed to the idea and sometimes even watches them play from the doorway. Most unexpectedly, my ex-wife offered to take the rat to her house on the days my daughter is there, so she won't miss out on any bonding time. This small gesture has been a huge step in repairing the co-parenting relationship between us. As for my son, seeing the efforts we've all made to come together and solve the issues has reassured him, and he's decided to split his time equally between my house and his mom's place. He's happy that his sister gets to keep her pet, and he's also learning about responsibility by helping with the rat's care when he's with us. Looking back, I'm amazed at how much good has come from what initially seemed like an unsolvable conflict. We've all learned a lot about communication, empathy, and the importance of family. It feels like we finally turned a challenging chapter into a story of growth and forgiveness. Now for the comments. Comment 1, not the idiot, hands down. It's so refreshing to see a family tackle issues head-on instead of letting them fester. A heart-to-heart with your daughter shows you're a caring parent, and your girlfriend confronting her phobia? That's commitment. Plus, involving the ex in a positive way? That's co-parenting goals right there. Your family didn't just grow, you all evolved. Stellar job turning a tough situation into a positive life lesson. Comment 2. You're the idiot for not immediately recognizing your child's cry for attention. It shouldn't take a pet rat to realize your daughter needed more from you. I'm glad it worked out, but you dropped the ball as a parent initially. It's your job to be in tune with your children's emotional needs. Glad for the happy ending, but let's not ignore that this could have been avoided with better parenting from the start. Comment 3. Not the idiot, and bravo for the effective communication. It's not easy to address everyone's concerns and find a middle ground, especially with an ex-wife in the mix. Therapy for the girlfriend and a deluxe cage compromise? Genius. And your son finding balance between homes is the cherry on top. You've created a blueprint for modern families dealing with unique challenges. It's not just about the rat, it's about respect and love. Well done. Now for the next story. Me, 26 years old, and my ex-girlfriend, 25 years old, were together for about a year. Some weeks ago, we were hanging out with some of her friends, not the friend in question. We were playing a little quiz game, and one of the questions that came up involved cheating. I mentioned that I hate cheaters, and after that, I noticed one of the friends give my ex-girlfriend a look, and also noticed that my girlfriend got a bit uncomfortable. It was weird and got me thinking. The next day, I asked my ex-girlfriend about it. She said that she wasn't going to lie and admitted that she cheated on her ex. This was a year before she met me. I felt upset about it because she's never mentioned it before, and I asked what happened. She mentioned that one time she got drunk and hooked up with her friend. Let's call him B. B is a former Friends with Benefits, FWB, of hers, and they still hang out regularly. I knew that my ex-girlfriend and B had a history, and while I didn't like that they hung out, I just dealt with it. I was pretty upset because not only did I find out she was a cheater, but she still hung out with the guy. I told her I needed some time to think, and after 2 days, I decided to break up with her. I didn't want to tell her that she can't be friends with B, and I knew I couldn't deal with her still being friends with him, so I just removed myself. So, am I the idiot? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. I honestly can't imagine how anyone would be okay with that situation. Comment 2. Love that you respected yourself enough to end it. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I can't see any sane person being okay with that. Now, for the update. After I broke things off with my ex, I thought the hardest part would be the initial separation, but it turns out that was just the beginning. A few days after the breakup, I started noticing some of my friends were acting weird around me, whispering and stopping conversations as soon as I walked into the room. I couldn't shake the feeling something was up. Flash forward to last weekend. I was at a mutual friend's birthday party, trying my best to maintain some sense of normalcy, when I overheard 2 of my closer friends mention my name. They didn't see me, so I lingered and listened. Turns out they were discussing my ex and the whole cheating fiasco. But here's the twist. They weren't just talking about her past with B. My name came up in relation to a whole different situation. As I pieced together their hushed conversation, I realized my ex hadn't been entirely truthful with me. It wasn't just B she had history with. According to what I overheard, she had also been intimate with another friend of ours, C, during the time we were together, and a few of my friends knew about it, but didn't have the guts to tell me. I was floored. The next day, I confronted C, and after some denial, he confessed it was true. They had a brief fling a few months ago. He was remorseful, but the damage was done. I felt like a fool for not seeing the signs and for trusting my ex and my friends. Since then, I've taken a step back from the whole group. It's clear I can't trust them, and I need time to reevaluate who my real friends are. The betrayal stings, but in a way, it's given me clarity. I'm focusing on myself, have started therapy, and I'm channeling my energy into work and picking up new hobbies. To those who said I was right to trust my gut and break up with her, you were spot on. Turns out my intuition about her friendship with B was just the tip of the iceberg. And to those who wondered if I might regret my decision, not a chance. The only thing I regret is not seeing the red flags sooner. Life has a funny way of showing you who's who in your life, and this ordeal has been a painful but necessary teacher. Here's to fresh starts and real friends. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Your friends should have been upfront with you from the get-go. It's crucial to have a circle you can trust, and if they're keeping secrets and getting involved with your ex, that trust is broken. You do you and focus on your personal growth. True friends will show themselves in time. Comment 2. You're the idiot for cutting people off without a proper conversation. People aren't perfect, and maybe your friend didn't know how to bring it up. It's worth discussing feelings and intentions before axing the whole group. Communication is key. Comment 3. Definitely not the idiot. It's vital to have a support system that's transparent, and your so-called friends failed you there. Overhearing the truth rather than being told directly is a red flag. Prioritizing your well-being and self-improvement is the best move. Surround yourself with people who respect and value honesty. Now, for the next story. I'm currently caught in a whirlwind of emotions and relationship drama, and I desperately need advice to untangle this mess. I, 24 years old, female, have been with my boyfriend, 26 years old, male, for 4 years. Our relationship has always been great until he dropped a bombshell on me. Out of the blue, my boyfriend brought up the idea of opening up our relationship. He explained that he loves me, but he wants the freedom to connect with others, both emotionally and physically, while keeping our relationship intact. At first, I was shocked, and to be honest, I felt a bit betrayed. When I voiced my hesitation and discomfort about the idea, he gave me an ultimatum. Either I agree to an open relationship, or he'll walk away from our relationship entirely. He argued that he needed this, and if I truly loved him, I would support his needs. This put me in an incredibly tough spot. On one hand, I'm deeply committed to him and don't want to lose our relationship. On the other hand, the idea of him being with someone else tears me apart, and I just can't come to terms with it. I ended up rejecting his ultimatum, but now he's furious with me and accusing me of being controlling and unfair. He says I'm stifling his freedom, I'm heartbroken, and I'm questioning whether I've made a terrible mistake. So, am I the jerk for rejecting my boyfriend's ultimatum about an open relationship, or should I have been more open to his desires, even if it meant compromising my own feelings? I'm overwhelmed by this situation and need some guidance. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. My advice is pretty much the same as others here. If he's not actually screwing someone else right now, he has someone in mind. He gave you an ultimatum. You declined. Move on and find someone who wants a monogamous relationship. Comment 2. Not the idiot. He proposed an open relationship, and you said no. He is free to leave at any time. I am going to guess that you live together and he wants permission to sow his wild oats while not having to 100% support himself. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Your BF already has a cheating partner in mind and attempted to manipulate you into letting him sleep with her consequence-free. This guy does not love you and is flat out hurtful. Walk away for your own sake. Now, for the update. The situation with my boyfriend reached a head shortly after my last post. We decided to take a break. It was emotionally wrenching, but necessary. In that time apart, I dived into personal growth, reconnected with old friends, and even started a pottery class, which I've found incredibly therapeutic. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, an unexpected text popped up from him. He wanted to talk. I was hesitant, but curious about what he had to say. We met at the little cafe where we had our first date. I went in prepared for anything, with no expectations. To my surprise, he had done some soul-searching of his own. He admitted that the idea of an open relationship stemmed from insecurities and a fear of commitment, not from a genuine desire for other relationships. The conversation was long and tear-filled. He apologized for how he had treated me, for the ultimatum, and for not respecting my feelings. It was clear he had taken the time to understand why his suggestion hurt me so deeply. For my part, I had come to understand my own boundaries and the importance of standing by them. We've decided to give our relationship another chance. But this time, we're taking it slow, with a focus on open communication and respect for each other's boundaries. It feels like we're getting to know each other again, but with a deeper sense of appreciation and maturity. And for those worrying about whether I forgave too easily, trust that it wasn't a decision I took lightly. I made sure that we set up couples counseling as a condition for getting back together. It's been a game changer for both of us, providing us with tools to navigate our relationship in a healthy and constructive manner. Seeing him grow and take responsibility has reopened my heart, but this time with a newfound strength and understanding of my own value. I won't say it's been easy, but it feels right. We're building something new together, not just trying to repair the old. Thank you to this community for your support, back when I felt so lost. The advice and perspectives I received were invaluable during one of the toughest periods of my life. It's amazing where life can take you when you stand firmly by your values and also remain open to the possibility of change in others. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Good for you for standing your ground and insisting on counseling. It's vital to address underlying issues before jumping back into a relationship. Your approach to personal growth and setting boundaries is commendable. It's clear that you're not just blindly going back, but are actively working on building a stronger foundation. Keep prioritizing your well-being. Comment 2. You're the idiot. Breaks are usually a sign that something's fundamentally wrong. Going back to someone who suggested an open relationship out of insecurity seems like a recipe for future issues. It's great that you grew personally and set conditions, but people rarely change that much. Be careful you're not setting yourself up for disappointment by expecting different results from the same person. Comment 3. Not the idiot. It's awesome to hear you took time for yourself and didn't just jump back into things. Prioritizing open communication and respect is key in any relationship. It takes a lot of maturity to accept an apology and work through issues together. Plus, getting the community's support shows you're not alone in this. Wishing you two the best with your fresh start. Now, for the next story. My daughter Samantha married her high school sweetheart. They have been married for 7 years and have 3 children, who are ages 5, 2, and almost 1. She is 25, and her husband, Jeff, is 26. We have always loved Jeff and have had a very close relationship with our daughter, Jeff, and grandbabies. Sammy and Jeff recently began arguing, with some of the arguments becoming very vocal and turning ugly in front of the children. I should say, he has become argumentative and vocal in front of the kids. She has tried to keep their troubles private and away from the babies. She called us the other night, telling us that he punched her in front of the kids. We immediately raced to their home and on the way called the police. She begged us not to, but we were very concerned for her and her children. We arrived before the police, and things got heated between my husband and Jeff. Jeff even pushed my husband, Jake, and pulled a gun on him. When the police arrived, our daughter lied for Jeff and said this was all a misunderstanding. Since we were on their property, the police said they could do nothing about the gun being pulled on Jake. We were astounded. Now our daughter has a very limited relationship with us and only lets us see the kids every once in a while. Jeff has let us know he doesn't want us around. We understand she loves him and is afraid of him at the same time. Are we the jerks for getting involved? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot at all. There are no both sidesing domestic violence. That said, don't expect her to suddenly appreciate your intervention. She sounds like she still isn't ready to leave the situation, which is sad. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Your daughter as a battered wife is in denial of her situation. Just be there for her when she eventually reaches a point of leaving. Comment 3. Not the idiot. He deserves to be in jail. Your daughter needs to leave him ASAP before it gets worse, because it will. Now for the update. I never thought I'd be back here with good news, but life can surprise you in the most unexpected ways. It's been some months since the incident with Samantha and Jeff, and your support meant everything. Samantha reached out to me out of the blue one day. The call I had been waiting for but dreading at the same time. She was sobbing, saying she couldn't handle it anymore, that things had gotten worse. My heart sank, but that call was the turning point. She finally accepted our help. Together with a local domestic violence shelter, we navigated the next steps. Samantha filed a restraining order against Jeff, which was hard for her, but necessary. The kids stayed with us during this time, which allowed them some stability and safety. It was a stressful period, full of legal appointments and tough conversations. But here's the heartwarming part. Jeff, after a serious reality check and some run-ins with the law, started attending therapy and anger management classes. He realized he had nearly destroyed his family and was genuinely remorseful. It wasn't easy for Samantha to even consider forgiveness, and honestly, I struggled with it too. The biggest update, though, is that Samantha and Jeff are cautiously rebuilding their relationship. They're not living together yet, but Jeff's commitment to change and his consistency with the kids during supervised visits have been promising. He's been sober for months now and has a steady job. The therapy is ongoing, and he's really trying to make amends. The kids are doing well, all things considered. They're in counseling too, which has helped them process everything. We've all learned a lot about the complexities of love and the tough road that forgiveness can be. Samantha and I have mended our relationship as well. She understands why we did what we did, and I've learned to support her decisions even when they scare me. It's not a fairy tale ending. There's still so much work to do. But there's hope, and sometimes that's more than we dare to ask for. Now, for the comments. Comment. 1. You're the idiot for interfering with Samantha's decision to reconcile with Jeff. It's not your place to decide if Jeff has changed or not. Rebuilding a relationship after abuse is complex and dangerous, and your meddling could have put Samantha at greater risk. Supporting a friend is one thing, but pushing your agenda on someone's personal life is overstepping boundaries. Comment 2. Not the idiot, you did exactly what a good friend should do. You helped Samantha when she needed it the most, and now you're supporting her decision to rebuild her family. It's not an easy path, but with Jeff's consistent efforts and therapy for the kids, it seems like they're on the right track. It takes a village, and you're part of that supportive village. Comment 3. Not the idiot here, because helping a friend in need is what we should all strive to do. Assisting Samantha through the process of getting a restraining order was critical in showing Jeff the severity of his actions. Plus, you're respecting Samantha's autonomy by supporting her choice to give Jeff another chance now that he's showing genuine remorse and effort. Change is possible, and it's important to have hope for a better future. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.